Phones are everywhere. You can't walk down the street, sit in a park, or even enjoy a meal without seeing someone glued to their screen. Seriously, they're like extra limbs these days. We use them for everything. From checking emails and social media to navigating our way through the city, we eat with them, sleep with them, even go to the bathroom with them. It's like they're an extension of our bodies. I'm just as guilty as anyone. I find myself checking my phone at the most inappropriate times, feeling that constant need to stay connected. I check my phone constantly. It's almost like a reflex now, a habit that's hard to break. It's a problem, I know. The frustration of realizing how much time I waste on my phone is overwhelming. So I decided to do something crazy, a 24-hour phone detox. No phone, no distractions, just me and the real world. Could I survive without my digital companion? No phone, no notifications, just pure, unfiltered reality. The thought filled me with dread and, honestly, a little excitement. It was like stepping into the unknown. It felt like a dare, a challenge to break free from the digital chains that bind us. Could I reclaim my time and attention? Would I discover hidden talents? Maybe pick up a new hobby or skill that I've always wanted to try? Would I finally finish that book I've been meaning to read for months? The possibilities seemed endless. Or would I just end up staring at a wall, utterly bored and longing for my phone? The uncertainty was real. Only one way to find out. It was time to embark on this adventure and see what life without a phone would be like. The rules were simple but daunting. No phone for 24 hours, not even for emergencies. That meant no calling, no texting, no scrolling, no nothing. I even made my roommate hide my phone charger, just in case I got any funny ideas. This was serious business. I wrote down important phone numbers just in case. I warned my friends and family I'd be incommunicado. I even dug out my old wristwatch. You know, the kind with hands and numbers that actually move. I was officially going old school, embracing a simpler time. The first hurdle? Waking up without my phone alarm. I had to rely on an old-fashioned alarm clock, and let me tell you, it felt like a relic from another era. The sound was jarring, and I missed the gentle wake-up tones of my phone. Turns out my internal clock is about as reliable as a chocolate teapot. I overslept, of course. Without the familiar buzz of my phone, I felt completely lost. I had no idea what time it was until I finally dragged myself out of bed and checked the clock. I scrambled to get ready, feeling totally disoriented. My morning routine was thrown off balance. I couldn't check my schedule or the weather, and I had no idea what was happening in the world. It was like being in a time warp. Where was that darn phone when I needed it? I searched everywhere, under the bed, in drawers, even in the bathroom. It was like a part of me was missing, and I couldn't function properly without it. Oh right, it was locked away, mocking my dependence. Breakfast was weird. I usually have my phone right next to me, but now it was out of reach and I felt strangely alone. Usually I scroll through news feeds while I eat. It's my way of catching up with the world, but today I had to face my meal without any digital distractions. Without my phone, I actually had to, taste my food and think about my day. Radical, I know. It was a strange but refreshing experience, almost like rediscovering a lost art. Even my coffee tasted different. Without the usual rush and distraction, I could actually savor the flavor and enjoy the moment. Or maybe I was just noticing it for the first time in years. It was a small but significant change, making me realize how much I had been missing out on by always being glued to my phone. The afternoon was the hardest. Work was slow. The minutes seemed to drag on endlessly, each tick of the clock echoing in the silence of the office. I could feel the weight of the day pressing down on me, making every task feel like a monumental effort. My phone usually serves as my personal boredom buster. It's my go-to device for a quick escape, a brief respite from the monotony of the workday. Whether it's checking social media, playing a game, or just browsing the web, it always provides a welcome distraction. Without it, I was forced to find other ways to entertain myself. I found myself doodling on notepads, fiddling with pens, and staring off into space, my mind wandering to far-off places. It was a strange feeling, being disconnected from the digital world. Who knew that talking to coworkers, reading a book, or simply engaging in a bit of lighthearted banter could be so pleasant? It was like rediscovering a part of myself that had been buried under layers of digital noise, or simply staring out the window could be so pleasant. Watching the world go by, observing the changing light and the movement of people outside, brought a sense of calm and contentment that I hadn't felt in a long time. Still, the urge to check my phone was strong. It was like an itch that I couldn't scratch, a constant nagging feeling at the back of my mind. I found myself glancing at it, fidgeting with my hands, trying to resist the temptation. My hand twitched for it every few minutes. What was I missing? The thought of unread messages, missed calls, and notifications was almost unbearable. It was as if my phone had become an extension of myself, a vital part of my daily routine. Who was trying to reach me? The fear of missing out, FOMO, was real. Every buzz and beep seemed to call out to me, demanding my attention, making me anxious and restless. The fear of missing out, FOMO, was real. It was a constant battle between wanting to stay connected and needing to disconnect. The stress of it all was overwhelming at times, making it hard to focus on anything else. I realized just how reliant I had become on my phone to fill every spare moment. It was a sobering thought, one that made me question my relationship with technology and the impact it had on my life. Maybe it was time to find a better balance.